I mean, every game's important. These two were just as important as the next 8, and we got to lock in and decide what we want to be.
You guys obviously flipped the game in the second half there after a rough first half. What did you guys do better in that second half to get back into it?
I thought we took care of the ball a lot better. Got a lot of stops when we needed to, but we just didn't have enough tonight.
How tough is it? Obviously, you have a chance to win both these games down the stretch. You go up by 1, 3 minutes left tonight. What kind of happened there in those final 3 minutes that they were able to take control?
I thought they hit a couple tough shots. I thought we got some good looks. We missed a couple ones that were pretty good looks, I thought. It's just tough, frustrating, obviously very frustrating. We did have 2 opportunities to really get ahead and make a stand, and we dropped them. So just got to keep pushing.
Norm, we don't know what his injury is. It's a growing, but we don't know how severe it is. How tough is it that you look like you're finally saying you're starting to get healthy, but something else you have to deal with? How tough are the moving parts?
It's part of the NBA. I think guys constantly dealing with things. I don't think that's anything new. Obviously, it's very difficult to try to get everybody healthy all at one time. I can't name another team in the NBA that's also completely healthy too. So, we just gotta work with what we got, and figure out how to get some wins.
Playing race is what it is at this point, but some of the next 8 at home, how important is this to kind of take advantage and try to make up some ground?
Very important. We got, like you said, 7 of 8 at home. It's going to be a great time for us to make a stand and make a push and win some games.
You guys obviously dug yourself a big hole in that first half. What was better in the second half that allowed you guys to get at least back into the game?
I think we came out with a better disposition in the second half. We were flying around for each other, making plays. Every loose ball, felt like we had someone on the ground. We were a lot better on the boards. It just felt like our intentions were better in the second half.
I feel like the effort just wasn't there in the first half. Would you point to that, or what would you kind of point to what went wrong in the first half?
Yeah, they were beating us down the floor. For a team that doesn't really run in transition, that's our game. And they took it to us in transition. They were beating us up on the boards. At least it felt like, and we were turning the ball over, coughing it up, and it was leading out to easy runouts for them, and they got multiple of those in that first half.
You guys go up by 1 and 3 with just under 3 minutes left, and they reel off 8 straight points to end the game. What kind of flip there for you guys in those final 3 minutes that they were able to take control?
Yeah, they made more plays down the stretch. We got to be better in the first half, and hopefully, you never know how the game ends, but I feel like, we dug ourselves a hole in that first half, which we had to crawl out of.
How tough is it now? Obviously, you're back now, and this team is getting close to full health, and now Norm, we don't know what it's going to be, but he has a growing issue now. How tough is that, just to kind of continue moving pieces?
Yeah, it's obviously very tough. Just, we want to stay healthy, keep guys healthy. I pray for Norm, hope he's all right. I don't think it's anything bad, and we got to bounce back on Saturday.
Last one, just 7 of the next 8 at home. So you want to get one of these 2 games on the road, but to go back home, got out of the play-in. How important is this upcoming stretch here?
Every game's important. These 2 were just as important as the next 8, and we got to lock in and decide what we want to be. I've been saying it for 3-4 years. Like, we're gonna have to come with it at some point.
I need to get in there.
We didn't play hard enough.
Effort was the issue in the first half, I feel like?
Yeah.
So what changed in the second half for you guys?
So we played harder. Obviously you see the energy shift when we're playing harder, we're diving on the floor and making multiple efforts.
This was a big game, a lot of some stakes to it in the standings. How do you kind of explain that effort was an issue just in the early on in the first half? The game with some importance.
You didn't play hard enough, bro. I don't know how to explain effort. You can clearly see we weren't making enough of an effort to get guys off the line and make multiple efforts.
You guys take the 1-point lead with 3 minutes left, and then they were able to take control of the 8-0 run that close the game. What kind of flipped there for you guys in those final 3 minutes that they were able to take control?
We got stagnant offensively. We ran a certain play over and over again, and we were stagnant.
You've been in the playoff 3 straight years. How much are you kind of paying attention to the standings at this point in the season? I know Tyler was saying a few days ago that you and him are really pushing to get out of this plane. You guys want to get in again.
Yeah, I don't want to be in anymore. We're better than being in the play-in for the last 4 years.
7 of the next 8 at home. How important is it to capitalize on this upcoming schedule here where you're home for an extended stretch?
Protect home court. We already been struggling on the road, so we go home, win some games, be in our atmosphere, be in our habitat where our fans are cheering for us, and see if we can string some W's together.
Allowed you guys get back into it, and was it a matter of just like being too big?
I mean, there were a lot more efforts in that second half, and we say it all the time, that doesn't guarantee anything. But just there in the second half, how many times did we hit the deck, on a loose ball? 6, 7 times. And, in the first half, there was hardly any of that. We definitely didn't hit the deck in the first half. And they just, beat us at our game. They ran us out of the gym in the first half, and then, if they missed, they, had those second chance, 14-second chance, opportunities. Then, it settled in. The effort changed the momentum of the game. We got back into it, took a lead, and then it became possession game. From there, and they made some plays, down the stretch where we couldn't.
You took out 1-point lead. I think like 2:44 left. Tyler Herro 3 didn't score again. What did you kind of see from that span on where they kind of were able to take control?
We had, they were doing a committed job of taking away our rim attempts and things at the paint, so we had a couple open, threes, that we missed. I'll have to look at Tyler's one where he tried to scoop, with his left hand. We might have been able to get, something better out of that, but he was terrific in that second half. Again, sometimes, you're not going to, get all the scores that you need, but if you get 3 straight stops, it just takes some of the pressure off. You don't feel like you have to score, to stay in the game. That's different, than getting stops and you feel like you can score to take a lead. But we're gonna improve in that area. There's going to be a lot more clutch games, in these last 20 plus. Now we're going to continue to get better at them and win these games.
Bam tonight, obviously the result wasn't what you guys wanted, but it seemed like it was even hard to get him off the floor tonight because he was so impactful. How good was he just on both ends?
Yeah, I mean, he was barking at me, didn't want to come out, but Kalel gave us some good minutes too. And it was a unique game because they play those speed lineups and they beat us at our game, that speed game, 27, in transition. That's what we do. And that was the difference of the game. Look, it's hard enough to defend Embiid and Maxey, their ability to shoot the ball but also draw fouls, and they can attack and do all that, but it's those transition, the second chance, and Oubre gave him some X-factor points, all those guys. But Bam, our center position tonight was excellent, with both those guys for 48 minutes. That's as good as it can get.
And Norm tried to play through the throwing. Was it just a matter of he couldn't? Yeah,
we're going to have to evaluate that when we get back in Miami. It wasn't that he couldn't. It was that one slide against Maxey, and he overextended it. So that's the same one that he's been dealing with, and we'll just have to see, what it is.
Last one for me, 7 of the next 8 at home. How important is this stretch coming up, obviously, now as you continue to try to dig yourself?
All of it is important. We wanted to do something here on the road. I thought we had, 2 shots at it in both of these games. But, this pressure and everything that we're feeling going down the stretch, this is a privilege. This is an absolute privilege. Even when it's not, when we're not getting the result that we want, we have an opportunity to step up into this pressure. And going home, that pressure's still going to be there, and I want that pressure, for our team. We have to stack some wins. We have to stack quality, consistent basketball, which we're fully capable of, and hopefully start on Saturday against a very good team, as we know Houston is.
Unrelated to tonight's game, Nikola Jovic has that injury.
Yeah.
To go back home. How bad is it?
No, I think we'll be able to manage it. He had to get a treatment there, but we'll see. When we get back to Miami. But we're all encouraged by it.
Is this reoccurring issue?
Something he's been dealing with.